It's finally come time to put this 5.7 back into the 350Z for the final time. We did mock-up, we did all that. Now it's time to mount the CD09 onto this Hemi. Everything provided by LOJ, all these beautiful parts is gonna help mate that transmission to this 5.7. That's what we're doing right now. Let's get it knocked out. Okay, we should not only torque down the flywheel, right? Use red Loctite, and on top of that, make sure you go into start pattern. The reason we're doing that is to make sure we apply proper pressure to the whole surface, not just one. If it's kind of like torquing down a wheel, right? If you just do the bottom two lugs and you don't do the rest, the wheel's kind of cocked in a certain direction, and then you tighten the rest and it's almost like forcing it onto the actual hub. Same thing here. This is a machine surface, so we got to make sure we apply proper pressure to all corners equally so that it sits as flush as possible on there. The Loctite will retain the bolt inside the crank so we don't have to worry about backing it off. And then the 70 foot-pounds of torque they want us to do is what they found is proper not only for the diameter of the bolt, the size of the bolt, but also just proper pressure for this machine surface or machine part. And we do that so obviously it doesn't come off. Don't use an impact. There's certain things I use an impact for. This is not one of them. If this comes loose, you're gonna hear it, and worst comes to worst, you might see it. And we don't want to do that.
And the main reason why you do not want to use an impact on a flywheel bolt is because the flywheel bolts are connected to the crank. If you strip the crank, that is in the engine, and it's not going to be fun trying to rethread that, and you cannot not have a flywheel bolt in here because you throw off the balance, which means is when this bad boy is spinning at 7,000 RPM with only one bolt in it because you strip the rest, it's going to weeble wobble out, back out, and you're going to turn it into a live leak video. You don't want that.
Going. Now you're gonna grab that end, I'm gonna grab this end, and I'm gonna hold the majority of the weight, you're gonna guide it. What?
No, you still gotta get the teeth through. This is the fun part. You might have to get the drive shaft.
Why?
So you can turn it because the forks might not be aligning.
Ah!
Yeah.
Ooh. Just kidding.
There you go, that should be, you don't want it too much. Go down a little. Blow it down a little. Right there.
Oh, we're in right there. It's gotta be. Yeah!
Bam!
Woo! Yeah!
Oh, John, you forgot to high five him.
Right here, yeah. Vegan power right there, that's what that took.
I mean, you know what? He eats more vegetables than me.
That's why he's stronger. Look at that build right there. That's a skinny Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jabri.
Honestly, I'm super happy because usually I struggle here and it just, oh my goodness.
It's crazy what happens when you have the right support system, huh?
Support, what's that? I can't even get a hug. Can I get a hug? So people, if you're an assembler like I wouldn't even consider myself a car builder. I just put parts on cars. And I've done transmissions a bunch with my boys at the shop. Shout out to Matt and Gilbert. And usually we're sitting here just freaking juggling these things all the time, but this just slipped right in. And people, you know, when you like want to put something together and it just don't work, you don't know that behind the scenes, there's a lot of headaches you guys don't get to see. So having this just go in smooth, it means a lot to us.
Hey man, I would cry right now, but there's a camera in front of me. We'll do that behind the scenes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go cry.
Yep.
Sleepless nights. Baby, come back to me.
Gonna be
Issue 1, the headers need a little bit of modification to fit in here. Unfortunately, trying to drop this engine here, the flanges to where the rest of the exhaust go is kind of bigger, that we need at least like ½ inch on each side. So we're gonna send these headers out to Noel's homie, and he's gonna cut the flange that comes on here stock, which were 2 bolts, and make it a V-band flange. The way that benefits us, it's easier to get to if you're removing the exhaust a lot, but you shouldn't be doing that in the first place. And V-bands just look cleaner, and it's a lot simpler to use than having all these bolts.
I know we're close, but I'm wondering why.
There, on my side, we're good.
You got the motor mount in?
Oh, I see,
Yeah.
I see. Hold on. Okay.
Is it on your side?
Almost there.
All right, everybody, we got the 5.7 in the car. Noel's showing his muscles off because now we officially have a muscle car engine in an Japanese application.
Yes, sir, we do. The 5.7 with the CDO9, shifter is in the factory location, all bolted up, all in, ready to go. She's a beaut. We got the whole engine bay painted in Steel It, which the nice thing about it is we might have dinged up certain areas putting it in, but that's okay, because with Steel It, you just go over it real quick and it's like it's never happened. Never happened. So we're gonna mock up a Supercharger right now, just to see what it looks like, you know, get you a little bit of excitement going through it. So let's go and grab that unit real quick and throw it on here and see how far out this thing's gonna stick out of the hood.
With great power comes great responsibility, Peter Parker. And with great low battery smoke detector vibes comes an even bigger
A little farther forward.
smoke.
A little farther. What's that? Right there. Dang. I'll tell you, that'll look better than any LS1 ever built. Oh. Different cars. It's just yokes. It's just yokes. That's all it is. It's a beautiful car. I laid hands on it, so it's gotta be beautiful.